So I was doing my group tonight. I was doing a group with clients about asking for help. And there are certain things that get in the way of people asking for help. Believe it or not, it's a very hard thing for people to do often. And a lot of times, especially for people who have substance abuse issues, they have trouble asking for what they need. Asking for what you need is like a mandate for being healthy. I was pointing out to my group tonight that when you heal, when you're trying to be healthy, you heal. And so it's very important for you to notice that the word heal, Heal, is in the word healthy. Isn't that awesome? Yes. So I was talking about how you heal the mind, the will, and the emotions, and part of that is being able to be mature enough to handle yourself spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. All those things are very, very important for you to be able to challenge yourself, to think differently, to behave differently, to be differently, and sometimes just to thrive differently. Well, there's a couple main points that I was informing the group about asking for help. And so it was just saying that, no man is an island. Like, you really have to work on asking for help. If it's a trouble for you, or you're a very independent person, you just must always know that there's power in numbers. Even the Bible says that. Even the Bible says there's strength in a multitude of counselors. Yes, that's one of my favorite scriptures. I love it because it really helps me to be able to challenge myself to think differently when I take my issue or my concern to several mentors. Mentor my sister. Which is why we're here, guys. There's strength in a multitude of counselors. And so as we all come together and make better decisions, we help other people. And that's why people keep coming back. People keep coming back because they are blessed here. There's insight, there's encouragement, there's wisdom, there's something you can put on your plate and you can spit it back out if you don't want it. Take it or leave it, but it's good stuff. And I'm thankful that I am not the only person giving on this platform, that we all give and we all share and we all help one another, with various issues. So that's very important to me. So, they suggest that when you're asking for help, start small and to practice with safe people and with simple requests. So a simple request might be, you definitely don't want to ask for money, but a simple request might be asking someone if, can they meet you out, for a cup of tea? You're trying to do more self-care kind of stuff, and you just need that person to be present because you like their company, or, you just ask for something small. Time is a big one, though, but if that person is working on the same goal, it's a simple request. It might be taking a walk with you because you're trying to do exercise. Now, some of these may be pretty hard things for people, but for some people they're simple, and it's still good to have a partner. Another thing, it says to ask for help before something becomes overwhelming. And so you can usually tell, you can call any time before, during, and after, or after you have a hard time. So somebody might be feeling wow, I'm really overwhelmed, but I don't want to pick up the phone and bother somebody this late. So text them, send them an email, but send it to several people. Don't just send it to one. And send a message saying, hey guys, I need you guys to reach out to me because sometimes I go in these places, where transition is really hard. Like for me, like I was last week. And that's probably why y'all didn't hear from me very much, because I was transitioning. And even in my soul, I find that very hard to do sometimes. Transitioning can just be, I don't say bad words, but y'all know what I want to say. I have a hard time with transition, but I know it's necessary for growth, and it's necessary for strength, and it's necessary for, whew, yeah, all that good stuff. So, so another way to handle something when you have trouble asking for help is prepare how you'll handle it if the person says no or they refuses to help you. So if that person cannot help you, what will be your backup plan? Will you ask someone else? Will you find a way to get the information through the library, or through reading a book, or through researching, or whatever you need to do? Don't just stop there. Just because a person says no to you doesn't mean you have to like fall out and die and, oh, it's the end of the world. Don't do that, because it's just not the end of the world. Oh man, I have an asking for help story, y'all. I don't know if I told it, because I tell so many things out here and sometimes I forget what I say. But here's my asking for help story. I think I told it to mention my sister, but all of you guys haven't heard it because I didn't tell it on video. But anyway, there was a time, briefly for me, where I hurt my foot. I sprained my ankle. And I was on crutches, and I had to travel from Syracuse, New York to Washington, D.C. I had to go through LaGuardia Airport, and I had to change planes. So I had to get on 3 different planes. Well, actually, 2 different planes, but 2 different planes coming back as well. And I had to ask for help like a mad woman, and I did not know I had a trouble asking for help. I did not know that. I didn't know that in my spirit. I didn't know that in my soul. I didn't know it was such a bad issue for me until I needed somebody, right? And so, yeah, I went through that. And by the time I got to my destination, several hours had passed. I was frustrated. I was just, I've been a bad way, and I was so emotional. But by the time I got there, I went to a leadership conference, of course, and my mentors and my people that were there, they met me, and they asked me. The first thing they ask you is how you doing, and when they asked me that, I basically fell apart and began to cry, and I didn't expect that, but I must have been pretty frustrated and felt very vulnerable. So my group leader, Joyce Shabazz, she went through the whole group of people that was sitting around me, and she had me ask each and every one in the group. She had me ask them for help, and I did, and they all said, yes, I will help you. Oh, looked me dead in my eyes, and I had to look them dead in their eyes. And it was a very vulnerable moment, but to tell the truth, I really found that relieving. I found it a blessing, and all the people there I trusted completely, like really, really well. So it was an experience for me that taught me how to ask for help, and it's helped me so much to say, will you help me? Now I can do that with ease, but not knowing I had that block there, that emotional block, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we have emotional blocks and we don't really know that we have them until something happens and a crisis occurs and we are there, and that's what happens. Oh my God. So yeah, that whole thing, you know. So, and they said, in asking for help, you don't have to spill everything. You don't have to spill everything. Some things you could just say, and you don't have to tell all the business. Just tell what your struggle is in that moment, and that's okay. You don't have to tell it all, because sometimes telling it all not wise anyway, right? Asking for help makes you stronger and more independent in the long run. Yay! We all need independence, and we all need strength. Haha. And it says, learning to ask for help may feel awkward at first. Of course, it's a no-brainer. You're gonna feel awkward when you ask for help because it's a vulnerable moment. But vulnerability is not always negative. Vulnerability can be good, right? And so ask for help. You know, let people know that you're human. There's a human inside of you, and it's okay to do that, and it's not a big deal. If you have a lot of problem with this whole deal of asking for help, there might be some pride there. And so you need to look inside We all do. I've been there now. Don't think I'm not talking about something that I've dealt with on my own. I have dealt with that. Yeah, just having too much pride. I ain't gonna ask her for no help. You know how you mumble to yourself and you say stuff to get out of it. Well, yeah, that's what we do. I have a lot of energy tonight. I don't know what it is. It's 10 o'clock at night. I work late tonight, so I guess talking to my group, I still have a lot of talking left in me. But anyway, learning to ask for help. If there's no one in your life to ask for help from, work on building a support network. Excellent advice. So, if you have people in your life, but they're not the kind of people that you can go to and stuff like that, just know you got to build that. You got to work on that kind of network. You have to go to gatherings when people invite you out. Someone invited me out to see Hidden Figures after I took myself a group of 5 women together to go take them out to see it. And some of them hadn't seen it. And so they asked me to go this weekend. And I said, yes. I said, yes. I've seen Hidden Figures twice. But that's beside the point. Some of these people I haven't seen in a while. And because they're going to dinner first, I'm going to go and hang out with them for dinner. But, I just miss the people and I miss their company. And that's really why I'm going. So, yeah. So when asking for help, it says, be gentle, no demands, no threats, no insults. Why would you insult somebody? But no, they're talking about, okay, so the people I work with obviously are people in recovery, and when they get frustrated and they get upset, they tend to go off on you. Not all, I'm not stereotyping, I'm just talking about what I know. People who have very little coping capacity, in general, will sometimes make demands or insults or tell you what to do or threaten you or intimidate you. And so, yeah, it's just good to know that you don't have to do all that. Be gentle, be kind, because when you're gentle and you're kind, people give you what you want. That's the truth right there. I tell you, my husband just went to the store for me and got me something that at 10 o'clock at night, y'all, and I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry, but I'm just being honest. I'm not going to the store at 10 o'clock at night, but he's such a giving person that he'll do that because he loves me. I do other things for him, but I'm not leaving the house at 10 o'clock at night to go out and do something like that. I'm just being honest. I'm serious. But anyway, okay, discover whether your fears are accurate. Compare your prediction to reality. So, you might predict that if I ask this person, they're just not going to be there. They may, reject you, something bad's going to happen, or you know how we catastrophize and we make a mountain out of a molehill. Well, that's not always the case, that something's going to turn out the way that you think. So you have to really determine whether your fears are accurate. Is this all me? Is this all in my head? Am I thinking it through too much? Can I put this in a simple way? But again, have a backup plan, because if that person cannot give you what you need, that's cool. They're just not in that place, and that's not their capacity to do. It might be that it's not the right person that you're asking, right? And so it says, carry in a wallet a list of phone numbers you can call. Somebody that would be there for you if you needed that. So, guys, ask for help. Stop struggling through life. Just ask someone to keep you accountable, to make you accountable for something that you need. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to put yourself out there and take a risk. It really is. So, work on asking for help, okay? Because it's a growing up responsibility kind of thing. It's a spiritual blessing to have in your reserves, to be able to ask for help. It's a skill. It's a life skill. Yeah, there it is. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Let me know what you think about this, because let me know if you have challenges with it, and let's talk it through, okay? All right, peace. Bye. Have a good night.